What's your impression of the Republican Party? And do you think they're going to win this December, or will they?
I think I think the Republican Party is weak and gay. I think they're liars. I really want to love Trump. I voted for Trump 3 times. Trump said mass deportations, and we're not getting that. We're getting a handful of deportations, and now Trump's backing off because he got some bad press, and everybody cried when Renee Good and Alex Priddy got shot by ICE. These are people agitating these ICE agents, ICE agents who are trying to deport rapists and murderers. Yeah. And these idiots get out there and say, don't do that. Don't deport that rapist. And, that one guy's kicking in a car taillight. He had been agitating ICE for weeks. He's got a gun on his hip, and he's wrestling with these ICE agents. I saw that. Finally, he gets shot, and everyone on social media cries about it. People don't have the stomach for what needs to happen. We need like 30 million deportations, and that's ugly. I mean, that's actually, you're going to have to bonk some people on the head to deport 30 million people. It's going to be ugly, and everyone's weak. No one has the stomach for it.
And then they said, not the children. Don't send the children back. Yes, you do send those children are going back home.
Amen.
It's not like they're going to a strange land. We can ship them all.
They're going back to a country where everyone looks like them and speaks the same language. Yeah. These Mexicans crying, don't make me go back to Mexico. That's your home. What's wrong with Mexico? They proudly wave the Mexican flag at these pride parades. And then they scream, don't send me back. It's like, I thought you were proud to be Mexican. I thought you loved Mexico more than America.
Yeah.
But you're going to cry and scream and fight if we tell you to go back?
That's amazing. What, other than what the Great White Hope is doing, you know who the Great White Hope is, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And some people call him amazing. What manner of man is this? The wind and the sea obeys him. Mm-hmm. Some people call him king, and they worship the king around the world. And some people call him daddy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I call him the Great White Hope.
Well, I thought he would be, I used to call him the Great White Hope as well. I thought he was going to be a win for white people, but he has not been.
But what, other than what he's doing right now, with what he has to work with, what else should he be doing, and how should he do it to send people back? What else should he be doing?
There's all sorts of things he could do more. I think he needs to beef up ICE. I think he needs to tune out the hate and just get these mass deportations done. But I think he's running out of time. It seems to me that the mass deportations, that was just something he said to get people to vote for him. I don't think the mass deportations were ever going to happen.
But considering, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, maybe I'm missing something, I'm black and slow. He's doing the best he can, and then these Republicans, the right-wing Republicans are against him doing this. The Democrats and the media, see how they are.
The media's against him.
Everyone is, but he's trying to get it done anyway, and it's just not easy, especially with the little time that he has. Mm-hmm. How else should he be doing it other than what he's doing?
It's a tough job, and I don't think he has good people around him.
No.
I think he has saboteurs around him. You know what I really wish? I wish Trump would fire everyone around him, and I want him to hire Nick Fuentes to just be his guy, and Nick Fuentes can tell Trump what to do.
You get it done.
Yeah. Do you agree with me? Nick should run for politics?
I've always thought Nick should run for politics.
Nice.
When I first met him, I had him on my radio show a long time back, and I said he should run for politics.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the future holds, but I'm pretty sure he will end up becoming president one day. But he got to get started some kind of way.
Yeah. I agree. I would love to see him be president.
Yeah.
I think we could really turn things around.
Yeah. But so other than what the president is doing and the way that the media make everything he does and make it look like is just horrible.
Yeah.
And because people are so evil and emotional, they go along with what the media is showing instead of the reality of what's really happening and why the president is doing this. How else can you get it? What else should he be doing? How can he get around that?
It's tough. I think he needs to ignore the media and just be the bad guy, be the villain, and do mass deportations.
But he is doing that. He's like the villain. He's the bad guy because even with the attacks that are happening with the ICE people, Trump is still doing it. I know they slowed down a little bit over there in Minnesota, but they're here now sending the illegals back.
I appreciate what ICE is doing. I think they're doing what they can, but
so I'll let the president know. What else do you see that he should be doing to deport? Because I know a lot of people are getting angry at him on the right because they say, well, he's not sending us back like he said he would. He's not doing it. What else can he do?
There's all these unemployed white guys across the country. The economy's terrible. There's not a lot of jobs. He should all these unemployed white guys. He should hire them into ICE, and he should do anything and everything he can to make 30 million deportations happen.
But
it's a tall order.
He's doing that. I know.
Well, he's got
young white guys who are working for ICE. I can't mention them, but I know and they're making buku money. They made I don't want to say, but they made buku money.
They should. They're at serious risk. I hope they're getting paid well.
They're paid well, so they are joining ICE. But I still want to understand: is it when the people say he's not doing enough? What else can he do?
I think bumping up the numbers we're over a year in and there's been less than 1 million deportations.
Right.
We need like 30 million people deported.
Absolutely.
I think Trump's going to lose. He's not running, but if it's J.D. Vance running in 2028...
It's over.
I think it's over.
Yeah.
And then the Democrats are going to open the border back up, and all the deportations we did get will be all for nothing.
And so the people who are saying that the president needs to be doing more, they don't know what the more is that he should be doing. We already know he should be deporting everybody, right? But it's such a tough job for him.
It is. Something I'd like to see is I'd like to see him talk about white genocide and that white people are being replaced.
I would too.
Because he won't even. He's scared. He doesn't want to get called racist. It seems he's scared to say the word.
Well, he brought some 10 white people from Africa here. Remember that?
The South African farmers that are getting murdered, and he
brought them here. And the people had a fit about that.
Yeah.
They didn't want any more white people.
Yeah. No, it's into bring. No one minded the Somalians coming in.
Right.
But, white people are evil. It's crazy. But I really do think, I think Trump's older and not as sharp as he used to be. And I think he's surrounded by bad people. I don't know who all he's surrounded by, but I think he doesn't have America first people. He doesn't have people who are explicitly pro-white on his team. I really think Trump should hire Nick Fuentes onto his team. Trump should get Nick Fuentes in there.
Amazing. I hear a lot about, not a lot, but white people complaining about the Jews.
Yes.
And it reminds me of the way the black people complain about the whites. You know, the black people blame white people for everything. You control everything. You own everything. I cannot even have a life. I can't go to get a good education because you own everything. And now some white people are saying the same thing about the Jews. Have they become like what they hate?
There's probably some of that going on. I understand, though, when I said earlier that Trump doesn't have good people on his team, partly what I mean by that is I think he has people on his team who are Jews and they're Israel first. My problem with Jews in power and politics in America is that they're more loyal to Jews and Israel than they are to America. So that's why that's part of why the country's fallen apart, I believe.
But doesn't that sound like the blacks, what they say, exactly what they say about the whites? I went to Israel once, and I was touring Israel, and I had been reading that Israel had given up a lot of land to the Allah Uaba people.
Yep.
And City of David and other areas. And the little areas that the Jews have is all clean and nice and beautiful in the same way that the white people have here. Their area, they beautify their area,
Yeah.
right? And when you look across the road, the Palestinians just sit around, creating ghettos, blaming the Jews and jealous of the Jews, while they have beautiful areas, but they won't clean it up and improve on it and stuff like that. And so it reminded me of like, wow, the Palestinians are mad at the Jews in the same way the blacks are mad at the whites. And now some whites are mad at the Jews. What the?
Yeah, but white people aren't bombing the blacks.
Not yet.
At least Israel's getting some W's in over there. I wish we could go bomb black neighborhoods. That's a joke.
No,
That's a joke.
it doesn't work that. But is it, so have the white people become like what they hate? Because white people are smart, and I want to know if it's true that the Jews own everything in America, or the media, or whatever they say. What was wrong with the whites that they allowed that to happen?
Well, that too. It's popular to blame the Jews for our problems, and it's popular to blame the Jews for the government selling our country off.
Right.
I will say, nowadays I tend to blame white people and liberal white boomers more, because the white people that are old today grew up in a country that was majority white, and they voted for open borders. Yeah. They voted for their grandchildren and children to grow up in a non-white country. So I would place probably most of the blame on white people.
Yeah.
That being said, something I've heard you say many times, and I agree, you have Jews who will say Israel needs a border. Israel has to have a border or it won't survive.
I've seen the border.
Yeah, they got a strong border, one of the most secure borders in the world.
Beautiful border.
I love that. I'm happy for them that they have that. Now, my problem is Jews will say yes to the border in Israel, and that same liberal Jew will say no to the border in America. And they'll call white people racist for wanting a border.
Yeah.
The hypocrisy makes me sick. And so many Jews are like that. I can't tell you how many times, and you've seen it on your show.
Yeah.
How many times you ask a Jew, should Israel have a border? They say yes. Should America have a border? They say no, that's racist.
I didn't know what to do with it. I was like, why do you say Israel? And I agree, Israel should have a border.
Yes.
But I also agree that America should have. It's common sense.
It is.
So I wonder, since we help Israel so much.
I know.
You would think that they would be 100% in agreement that we can have a border.
You'd think they'd have our backs. You'd think they'd like us. You'd think they wouldn't want America to become a minority white country.
But I think that they do. Maybe aren't there liberal Jews like they're liberal whites, and conservative Jews like conservative whites, and they disagree in the same way it happens here? Could that be the battle that's going on? Maybe some conservative Jews, well, I know some, they want us to have a border. They agree that we should do this and that, right? So maybe it's the same kind of fight.
There's some of that going on. I look at people who, I'll have disagreements with Ben Shapiro, but then I look at people cheer when Charlie Kirk gets murdered, and I say, Ben Shapiro's not that bad, actually. Ben Shapiro's all right. Yeah, Ben Shapiro, I think that he's Israel first and not America first is my opinion on Ben Shapiro.
Is that a bad idea?
If you're American and you live in America and you own a home here and have your family here and make money here, you should be America first.
But isn't he, and I know Ben, I've interviewed him and everything, but isn't he from Israel or Jewish or something?
He's very Jewish.
Right. So should he be for Israel first?
if he is for Israel first, then he should live in Israel. That's fine, but live in Israel. He's Israel first, but he lives in America, and he has a big show, and he's influential, and I think he has an Israel first agenda.
So if you move to Israel and they love you over
What
there.
if I move to Israel and I start saying Israel shouldn't have a border? And I had a
Ben
big.
say that?
I wonder if I might get in trouble if I move to Israel and I'm bad-mouthing Israel. I mean, you're not even allowed to bad-mouth Israel in New York City.
But if you were to move to Israel, would you be, and you are American,
Yes.
would you be American first in Israel, or would you be Israel first in Israel?
I would never do that. I think I would get murdered if I moved to Israel.
But if you did, and you would not get murdered, would you? And you became an Israel citizen, but still an American with American citizenship, would you be America first in Israel, or would you be Israel first?
No, I'd be America first.
Right. So
that's the problem, and Israel would see the problem with that, and they'd probably ask me to leave, right?
I don't know.
This is my.
Isn't that a good question, though?
Yeah, it's a good question. I agree with you.
Because if I move to Israel or Africa or any other country, I am an America first. I can have 1,000 citizenships in 1,000 other countries.
Well, that's.
And I can own 1,000 homes in those countries. I would still be American first.
I agree.
So what's wrong with Ben being that?
Well, Ben is being Israel first.
I mean, so what's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that is he's influential, and he tells people how to vote.
But you are influential too, right? And so when you become an Israel citizen, you still going to be influencing people, but yet you're going to be America first.
I know, and I think I would get in trouble for that. It's called subversion.
No, not in Israel. You won't.
In Israel, I wouldn't get in trouble. I can move to Israel, and
they would love you because you know you influence people. They would love you.
Would they pay me? Man, I'd be willing to do it for a bunch of money if they'd pay me.
Well, you know how the Jews have a lot of money. So.
Yeah. If the Jews want me on their team, I'm ready to sell out. So let me know.
Because of time, what is wrong with being Israel first in America, or American first while living in Israel or any other country? What's wrong with that?
Well, it's the same thing with someone from Mexico moving here and being Mexico first.
But as long as they work and took care of themselves, and we didn't have to take care of them.
Yeah, I think Ben Shapiro's a special case because he works in media. I think that makes it a little bit different. But yeah, I don't know. If I'm living in America, I'd like it to be filled up with people who are America first.
I would too.
I think that's logical.
But still, if you had dual citizenship, no matter where you move, your heart's going to be in America. Or if you're from Israel, your heart will be in Israel.
No, I agree. That's what I'm saying. And these Somalians that moved to Minnesota, do you think they love America or do they love Somalia?
No.
They love Somalia. But why would we bring them in here and pay for all their stuff?
And we should. That's why I said that if they are not taking care of themselves, then they shouldn't be in our. We shouldn't take care of these people. They absolutely should not be here, for sure.
Yeah.
And but so am I wrong about that?
No, you're right. I agree. These people coming here do not love this country. They love their home country.
But I'm talking about the citizenship. You're an independent person, whether you're famous or not, and you are a citizen in both countries. But your heart is where your home, you love, even though you live here or you live there and here. Am I wrong that there's nothing, I don't see anything wrong with that? It's not like we're taking care of them.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I just think that countries have a right to determine their own future. And
of course.
White people have been, our government has sold us out. And
who do you blame for white people giving up their own country? Not just America, Europe and everywhere. Who do you blame for that?
Well, now that I'm going to get some Jewish money, I do not blame the Jews, even though that's popular to do nowadays. I blame white liberal boomers. I blame the boomer generation.
too.
They grew up in a perfect country.
Sure
They grew up
did,
in
man.
paradise. My dad was born in 1949. He worked part-time at Jack in the Box, and that paid for him to have his own apartment.
Yeah.
Paid for him to go through college. He played volleyball every day. Had a wonderful life, and working part-time at Jack in the Box paid for all of that.
Yep.
What does working part-time at Jack in the Box get you nowadays? Nothing. That won't even fill up your gas tank.
Yeah.
So these boomers had a wonderful country, and they voted to sell it away.
They did.
They said, white people are racist. This country needs to be more diverse. I don't want my children to grow up in the same country I grew up in. I want them to grow up in Tijuana.
Catching pure hell.
And they turned Los Angeles into Tijuana.
Yeah.
And this is the inheritance we're receiving. So I think that the older white people have absolutely sold us out. I blame boomers and I guess Gen X, but mostly the boomer generation and maybe more specifically, I'd say liberal boomers.
Absolutely.